Okay, I have to make a note. Okay. Actually, I don't like drama at all. Listen, I've got over 2,600 videos uploaded. Who gives a damn, right? I never said I had the best personality in the world either. I'm not running a personality contest. I don't ask people to subscribe. I don't ask people to click the like button. And if anybody thinks that after 2,600 videos that I would gin up controversy to like gain profit off of one video, I mean, are you kidding me? I recently reviewed, and I'm not the first person that said this, by the way. There was a guy up in Canada that did a review on that really expensive Nikkor 10514. And he said he was returning it. He didn't like it, and he said his Tamron 85 did a better job. And that's the case. There's two things you actually have to look at. Actually, three. And I've brought this down after decades, literally, to a science, and I've been really racking my brain hard on it. And by the way, you know, I crucify myself every day, not literally, answering emails and comments. If anybody thinks that quite literally the few $100s a month I make doing this, when I wake up, I mean, I pound that keyboard answering the comments and the emails, I make some videos, I go out, I mean, it's like a 7-day job, but it's not a job. I mean, if anybody thinks that I would gin up controversy, especially on a lens review, I mean, no. That is the absolute last thing. Sometimes I make some funny videos, and, you know, that's pretty obvious. I have a sense of humor. But if anybody dare think like some of these cockroaches out there that I would, well, he just did a bad review on that lens because he just wants to create controversy. Everybody else loves this lens. Well, that's not the case. There are several criteria. Now, photography is an art form. You know, there's some people out there on YouTube that are like calculating this and calculating that. I do a lot of stuff on the science of optics. Somebody recently said that I have no degree in optical physics, and that I have no reason or ability to make claims about. Really? So, fixing camera lenses for 20 years and owning more lenses than God, almost quite literally, that doesn't give me, you know, see, 6 years of college, I know 7 languages, I've published 8 books. You think I'm not smart? This person's always insulting education. No, I insult public education because 99% of the time it's absolutely horrible. I don't put down education. I put down education that stupefies people. I put down education that teaches people how to pass tests rather than how to think for themselves. The world is absolutely full of stupid and evil people. I mean, that sounds really pessimistic, but it's really, really true. It depends on where you're at on the fence, too, as far as, you know, everybody's soul is good, and ultimately, you know, everybody bites the bullet and dies, you know, they croak. You know, death and taxes are the only sure things in life. I mean, I know that better than anybody. I mean, I watch somebody die slowly year over year after year. I mean, I've seen plenty. Trust me, the fat dude with the soft skin and the tattoos has seen plenty of bad stuff. I would never, ever make a video to gin up controversy, especially, of all things. Now, sometimes I take it over the top, not on lens reviews, but I would never, ever do that on a lens review. Never. Ever, ever, ever. When I said that expensive lens was overpriced, I mean, I proved that it had bad micro contrast. I gave the examples. I proved that it had swirly bokeh. I proved it. Had the examples. I proved that it had cat's eye bokeh. I proved that lens basically is, generally speaking, nauseating. You know, it's like fashion. You know, some people think, well, you know, that's what you like, that's what I like. If someone were to, like, walk into the mall or walk down the street with, like, a neon green dress with, like, transparent high heels, you would go, that's a pretty chick, but she looks like crap. I mean, that dress and that was like, no, that looks like crap. There's some things that generally can be agreed upon because of the nature of human psychology. Like if someone were to see a crying baby in the street, I mean, people don't actually have to process that. They run out into the street and, they help the poor little crying baby. Unless you're some sort of mental deranged sicko, you're like, who cares? I hear people in New York City, they're like, they'll pass over somebody bleeding in the street. There's even an experiment where like somebody was fake blood and they're like, I'm dying, and like people just step over them. I'm not saying New Yorkers are like that, but I've seen the video proof. Where people like stepping over bleed, like, I ain't got time for you, buddy. I know you're dying, but that is applicable for evaluating camera lenses. After really, really long process, I've come up with several systems. With the first system is judging a lens on RPG and BCD, resolution, phase gain, bandwidth, construction, and drive, because lenses have different drives, and I've gone over this in a couple of other videos. I've been very meticulous on judging that lens. Now, if someone says, I like this swirly bokeh, freaky deaky, overpriced Chinese plastic chew toy, which, that's their decision. It's an art form. If someone likes crazy impressionistic painting, I mean, photography is an art. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, some of my favorite photographs are really grainy and really blurry. I mean, one of my favorite photos is a photo that was submitted by somebody, and like the whole damn picture is blurry except for a tiny little bit. It's like the mouse is like this as a cat's paw is coming down. That picture is epic. It's just wonderful. I mean, that whole picture is just blurry as piss. But I would love a big print of it hanging on my wall because it is moving. Okay? So that's the art side of it. I'm being logical here, okay? The middle ground is where is this lens in relationship to other lenses in the same focal? I mean, for the value, are you getting something here? I proved that if you're like a black and white shooter, and Nikon isn't going to tell you this crap, if you're a black and white shooter, this lens sucks. I proved it. This lens absolutely flat out, period, undeniably sucks. Bad micro contrast. Okay? Compared to like the f102 DC Nucor or other 105 lenses, that's an empirical fact that is existentially valid. Okay? What is its value? Even if it were a standalone lens, what is its value? It's halfway decent at portraiture. And someone could say, well, it's pretty decent once you shoot at f2 on the lens. And then I remind people like that, which I've been told many times, like, that's good at f2. It's like, then, you just wasted $1,200 on an f1.4 lens that's only good at f2. Oh, yeah. People are going to like what they like. If someone's been living in prison their whole life, they are just going to tell you flat out that the prison meatloaf is just the best thing in the world. And then I ask people like that, exactly how many, you've been in prison your whole life. How certain are you that that prison meatloaf is any really damn good and isn't just a pile of crap? Well, when you put it that way, when they say the lens is just awesome, what is their basis of comparison? If they don't have one, then everything they said is just a pile of poo. There's that old saying, opinions are like assholes, everybody has one and they stink. Let's be logical, sensible, base it upon criteria of different divisions of a lens. The art side, purely subjective. If what you want and you don't mind paying that and you like that freaky deaky output, that's fine. The middle ground of what, it is empirically a crap lens. If you are black and white, it's like, I'm buying this expensive lens. Are you black and white? Yeah, most of my stuff's black. This lens sucks. It's not my opinion. If you're a black and white shooter, this lens sucks fanny. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, and that's not my opinion. If you're a black and white shooter, this lens sucks. That is an objective, existential, valid fact. Okay? The world is full of a lot of talking heads, I've had one person once that I met at the camera store, and they did, most people don't know who. I mean, who gives a damn, right? And I was recommending some lens, and I was looking at something, and he says, talking to some guy, I said, that lens is actually much better value, it's better. I said, well, that's just your opinion. And I reminded him, I said, you know what? Some opinions are worth a lot more than others, The guy that owns a Mercedes dealership and test drives all the Mercedes, That dude knows a whole lot more about what's an awesome Mercedes. Like, here's $10, I want the truth. That guy knows a lot more about Mercedes than the schmuck that owns two Mercedes and is a big fan of Mercedes and starts posting on Mercedes forum boards like, oh my god, this is the best. How the hell do you know? You know? This like 60-year-old dude that owns a Mercedes dealership, he's been test driving every damn Mercedes since 19, whatever the hell, 50, 60. That guy, while he will tell you an opinion, it could be completely opinionated rather than purely objective. It's like, I want to purely object. What's the best car? If I'm this sort of driver, that guy has the information. Somebody that owns a Mercedes or two and they're a real big Mercedes fan, and it's the same thing with Nikkor lenses. I mean, this stuff is no different. What is your basis of comparison? When you ask people that, it shuts them right the hell up. All these keyboard jockeys, what's your basis of comparison? Compared to what? What type of shooting? If you like this lens and its output, that's perfectly valid. It's a subjective choice. Like, I love this lens. I know it kind of looks freaky deaky and it's got swirly bokeh. And, it's really flat and it lacks color saturation. I love that, though. That's fine. That's a valid choice. Empirically and objectively, when judging this lens, as I did, the lens sucks. And I've never made a video review on a lens that I'm going to make this, thinking to myself, I'm going to make this video and gin up controversy, that way it'll draw people over here. If anybody thinks that I've ever done that on a lens review video, you are a schmuck, you're an idiot, and you're a damn liar, and you absolutely the hell don't know me. Do you feel me? You don't know me, you never met me, and you should shut your damn mouth. Not meaning you. I mean, people that tell me that I'd make a video review of a lens review, it's like, well, he's a contrarian, he just made that to gin up 2,600 videos, for the few $100s a month that this pays me, if you think I'm going to do that, absolutely not. No way in hell. Absolutely no way in hell. I thought about that lens review before I made that detailed video with examples and proofs a long time before I made it, okay? I stand by it. And I'll never make a video review on a lens or a camera to stir up controversy. If it stirs up, that's fine. That's not my business. As long as I know I've made a valid video and I listed the reasons one way or the other, I stand by it. And I'm not going to take any lip from keyboard jockey cockroaches on the internet about it. Oh, he just made that video to gin up controversy. Never happened, never will happen. Bye!